Good morning, everybody. This is the first of a series of videos that are in response to requests from my students. We are at home for a while, and we won't be able to practice together. And I would like to do a couple of these. As you can see, it truly is a homemade video. I'm in my tiny little practice area where I practice at home, and let's give it a whirl. This might meet your needs. There are so many amazing streaming services out there that you can check into that are offering. People are doing Zoom classes. There's so many choices right now. Listen to your body as we move through practice. Take breaks if you need them. If you haven't done yoga for the several weeks that we haven't seen each other, take it easy. Listen to your body. The theme today for today's class, we're going to take it from the breath and working with the breath and working through our practice today. Encouraging certain words or themes throughout. Let's begin. Okay. Find a comfortable seat. If you want to have a blanket for your knees or for Shavasana, I would recommend that. If you have your blanket and you want to have a seat upon it right now, to lift up slightly. Take it. At times during the video, my head might be cut off, but this is a homemade video and you're going to have to go with it. So, there we go. Take a few breaths. Settle in. Make sure your phone is off. And as you settle in, try palms up, palms down. Either work. If you could try both. If the palms end up down, it may be that your body is feeling the need to ground and settle in. If the palms are up, maybe the body is feeling very heavy this morning and you need to feel some lightness being brought into. Eyes can be opened or closed. If your eyes are open, just gaze down a little bit. Soften through the face. If the eyes are closed, focus within. And without doing any manipulating of the breath to get started, just let the body be at ease. Should be an effortless in and out of the breath. And now that we have a little bit of ease with it and we're noticing the breath, keep your seat grounded. Let's take the shoulders together, back and down a little bit. Ascend through the spine, lifting. Let the head be balanced upon the top of the spine. If you're wondering if it is, you can move the head around and find that space where it feels right there, balanced. Chin is parallel with the floor. We want to release through the shoulders and soften. Let the elbows get a little heavy. And if you're feeling very stiff now that you've created this seat in Sukhasana, then see if you can keep the structure. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, see if you can soften the body within. So we maintain the pose while releasing. Working to deepen the breath. Finding the base of the lungs. Opening through the back of the lungs. Allowing the ribs to extend out, and know that as the ribs extend out and the lungs expand, you're hugging into your heart. Soften through the face. Next time you take your inhale, I want you to think about breathing in joy. Bring joy into the body. Let the body lighten, fill the body. And the exhale releases. Next time you inhale, breathing in strength. Notice how those words change the action. It changes the atmosphere of the breath. Breathing in joy. Breathing in strength. It is commonly thought that as we exhale, we basically are giving off our waste, and I don't like to think of it that way. I like to think of it as giving back to our earth. There is a symbiotic relationship, so it's a gift that we give back. So as you exhale, see yourself as doing your part to maintain this relationship. Not thinking of ourselves as a separate being, but as part of a whole. Breathing in joy and strength. And the next time you exhale, I want you to think of giving back wisdom. We are able to trace back our DNA 7 generations, so you have 7 generations of wisdom within you. As you release, give back. As we breathe in joy and strength and give back wisdom, also give back peace. So as we take, we release wisdom and peace back to our earth, back to our neighbors, back to the people of this world. Breathing in joy and strength. And as you exhale, giving back the gift of wisdom and peace. Let's bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, hands together, Namaste, hands at heart center. Bring the heart a little bit closer to the hands and bow the head down toward the heart. These last few breaths before we begin the movement of the practice, allow peace within the body, within the breath, with ease. All right, so as we go to begin, let's move through the hands and the fingers a little bit. Move through your wrists. You can do fists and circle around. You could press the hands in the other direction. You can spread the fingers wide and move and press out. Shake it a little bit. Okay. All right, so listen to the body. Very important. Now, let's, if you are seated on something, let's go ahead and take that out. We've been seated in Sukhasana for a while. Let's go ahead and take the legs out and just give them a good shake. You can rub into them a little bit. Down, point the toes, and move them around a little bit. Move around at the ankles. And just eventually then maybe coming to a very soft forward fold. And there we are. Now, let's go ahead and we're coming over to fours. Make sure we're going to line up the wrists underneath the shoulders. Hands are going to be wide, and we'll have our knees underneath our hips. So let's bring it over. These words that we started with the breath, we will be taking into our practice. Okay, so as the hands come, spread wide, wrists are underneath the shoulders, stacked like pillars, our knees are underneath our hips. And let's go ahead and we'll come into some cat-cows. So release and let the belly drop down a little bit, and keep, instead of crunching into the spine, keep thinking the spine is long and lengthening. And so we get a feel for that, and then we'll go ahead and take it up into our cat. And press it around a little bit so that you start to think about your body, finding these little ways that we can stretch extra, moving. And then we're returning back to our cow. So go ahead and let the belly drop down. And as you come in this time, think about an extension from the navel up the front of the body, out through the crown of the head. The tailbone's going to mirror that, reaching out in the other direction. And then we're going to roll this morning. So the tailbone's going to roll down. We roll through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, coming into our cat and pressing. And then we're going to take it back all the way. Extend it long through the arms, reaching, forehead coming down. And as we come up, we're going to bring our cat up. So the cat rises, releases, extending from the navel out through the crown of the head. Come into your cow. And we'll roll again. Roll through the spine. Tailbone moves down, vertebra by vertebra. Taking it. Chin moves toward the chest. Take it back long, extending through the arms, reaching out the outsides of the arms, feeling the opening through the armpits. Cat is coming up. Reach your cat up. And coming into cow. Extending. Spine as long as we reach. Both directions. And then rolling. And taking it back again. Rising up again. Inhaling. Find your cow. Open through the collarbones this time, reaching wide. And last one, rolling and taking it all the way back. Extending. Let the forehead drop down. Reaching through the arms. Extending it out. And as you are back in your child's pose, breathe into the back of the body. Find the back of the lungs again. Opening through. Breathing in joy and strength. Exhaling wisdom and peace. It is my hope that you hear this so much through the practice today, that you're able to take these words, these 4 words that have such power to them, and be able to move into your day with these words. Breathing in joy and strength. And as you exhale, exhaling wisdom and peace. As we come forward out of our child's pose, let's go ahead and take the hands wide, curling toes under, and lifting into Adho Mukha Svanasana, our downward facing dog. And as you rise and come up into this, go ahead and start to pedal through the feet. Bend the opposite knee. Pressing back through the arms and stretching. And once again, start to make this your own. So maybe coming into a plank, or finding a way that you can trust the body to extend longer through the arms, or maybe bending into both knees and then pressing back more through the heels. Finding ways that you can find some extra stretch for your body. You could come onto the balls of the feet and really extend through the upper body. And then we'll go ahead and come back down to 4s. All right, so let's add that in. So as the belly drops down and we come into our cow, extending, spine's long, roll through the hips, take it up, take it all the way back. We're coming forward. We'll come onto the balls of the feet, lifting and rising and finding our downward facing dog. Press it back, move long through the arms, reaching out. We're coming forward for a plank. If you need to modify, you can always drop your knees down. And if not, coming back up again, finding our downward facing dog and coming back down to 4s. All right, let's take that through several more times. Let the belly drop down, extending, inhale. Roll through the spine. Exhaling, finish your exhale by taking it back. Coming up, rising, coming into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, lifting, extending back, pressing back through the heels. Come forward for your plank. We're inhaling and rising back up. And we'll exhale and come back down to 4s. Okay, let's keep the breath going in this. Inhale, coming into cow. Exhale, roll and take it to your cat. If you need any extra movements as you move through there to get back there, take them. Listen to your body. Inhale, we rise. Curling toes under, finishing the inhale as we come up into our downward facing dog. Press it back, move long through. Exhale brings us forward to our plank. The inhale rises. And the exhale comes back to 4s. We're going one more time. Inhale. Open through the collarbones, extend. Let the front of the body open. Heart shines forward. Roll through your spine. Exhaling. Take the exhale all the way back, extending through the arms. Coming forward, curling toes under, lifting, inhaling, finding our dog. Coming forward for the plank. Take an inhale. Stay here. And we're lowering down slowly. See if you can keep your elbows close to your body as you release out of that plank. Now, lengthen each leg back, lengthening through the front of the hips. Okay, hands are going to stay underneath the shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades together and down the back. We're lifting and coming up. Find your baby cobra. And we'll release and come down. Okay, here we go again. Shoulder blades together, roll them down the back. Inhale, rising. Exhaling down. And here we go, third one. Inhale and rise. And we're lowering down. Okay, we're going to reach the arms forward like Superman, extend it out. Take a deep breath. Okay, for today's practice, let's go ahead and work with this. We're going to lift the right arm and the right leg, lifting. And we'll take it down. We're doing the same thing. Right arm, right leg. Bring it up. And we're down. Left arm, left leg, rising. And we're down. And again, left arm, left leg, inhaling. And down. Okay, we're doing opposite sides. Right arm, left leg, up. And exhale down. Inhale comes up. Exhale moves down. Left arm, right leg, inhaling up. And down. Left arm, right leg, same one. Inhaling. And we're down. All right, hands are coming back by our sides. Let's lift and come to 4s. We'll take it back to child's pose. Balasana, open the knees, big toes find each other. Knees are at the edges of the mat. Take it back. If your knees are okay, you're heading all the way back. If your knees are not okay, you're on your forearms. Let the head rest either way. Excuse me, and again, finding the breath in the back of the body. Let the breath open the back of the body. It is very grounding. We tend to breathe into the front of the body. Find the back of the body. Breathing in joy and strength. And as you are in this position where the belly and the heart, the front of the heart space is reaching into the earth, or we're heading toward the earth, allow as you release the wisdom and the peace. Let the earth know that you are here, you are part of this. give back. Allow the breath to move in and out with peace, joy, ease, kindness. Now, as we come up, we're going to go ahead and bring the right foot forward. So as we rise, now, at this point, I'm on a mat, on a carpet, so I definitely have lots of cushion. If you want to grab your blanket, you could put your blanket under both knees or under just the one knee, the left knee, as we're moving into this. So we're going to bring the right foot forward, and as we come forward, as you come into this, we want hands are coming behind, press behind so that your hips are forward. You feel this opening through the front of the left hip, and there we are. And check and glance down and make sure your right knee is over your ankle. We're avoiding this. This is so hard on the knee. Plus, it's hard to maintain balance. We want to keep thinking about things as knee over ankle, like a pillar. All right. So as we're here, hips are forward. Let's just take a few breaths now. We generally have blocks. If you have blocks, you could use them at your home, but we're going to take this as most people having the supplies that they use at the center where we do our practice. So here we are, opening. We're coming back to half splits. Ardha Hanumanasana, take it back, extending. This knee might be bent, and notice how the left hip's going back a little bit more than the right because it wants to sort of be gentle to the body. So we'll work on that one next time. We're coming forward this time, lift and rise. Feel the opening from the front of this left knee up the front of the body and open. Bring the gaze up slightly. We're keeping the back of the neck long. So it's just an angled, gentle gaze up. Take an inhale. And as you release, we'll take it back and come into our half splits again. And see if you can feel, it's very subtle. The left hip is back more than the right. Come forward a little bit. Bend into the right knee and see as you head back, can you take that right hip back a little bit more? Extending the stretch, maybe pressing out through the leg. Foot is flexed, right foot flexed, toes coming toward us. We come forward again. Check that your hips are a-okay. Lift and reach and rise this time. Arms up. Gaze comes up, opening through the front of the body. Take a deep inhale. And as you release, we'll come back into Ardha Hanumanasana again, our half splits. And notice that right hip. Come out a little bit if you need to press it back and extend through. Gaze can be toward the floor. Foot is flexed. And we're coming forward one more time. This time, lift, rise, reach. Now, let the left arm come down to the left side. Take an inhale and play with your balance a little bit as you come over. We'll lift and rise, inhaling up. Very gentle on this one. The hand could come to the leg. You can always bring it to the floor. Extra stretch through the foot of the left hip. Gentle. We release. We're coming back one more time. Now this time, inhaling. Let the right hip lead the way back and extend. Gaze comes toward the floor. Reach out through the crown of the head and back through the right hip. We are coming forward. We're going to go ahead and take the hands down. We're coming back to downward facing dog. Hands go down. Take the right foot back. Press. Find your feet hip width apart. 2 fists side by side can fit in between. Start to reach long through the upper body. Reach out of the arms. Tailbone really extending. We'll come forward for a plank. Why not? We'll take it back up again. Inhale. Come back to your plank. Exhaling. Take it up again, inhaling and exhaling. All right, so now let's come back to fours. We'll get into this the exact same way. So as we come up, standing on our knees, we're bringing the left foot forward. Check your alignment again. So as we're here, hands are coming behind. Press gently in. Glance down. Make sure your left knee is stacked on top of your ankle. Everything's in good shape. And we'll go ahead and stay here breathing. Now, we've been doing, between the breathing and child's pose is where we've been taking this breath. So let's take in through. Breathing in joy. Fills the body. As we exhale, head back with strength. Start to notice right away that right hip is back more than the left. It's just what the body's going to do to protect. And that's okay. On that first one, coming forward again, check your hips. Everything is good. Breathing. Start to open from the right leg up through the right hip. Gentle, keep the back of the neck long. Reaching up and out. Take an inhale. And we're heading back again. Coming back into half splits. Notice the hip. Come out a little bit. Press back through the left hip. Flex the left foot. Bring the toes toward a little more. And we're coming forward. This time, reaching tall. Open it up. Front of the body. Think about that right knee. This beautiful line opening all the way up. And we'll take it back. Notice the hips. Left hip. See if it can. If you need to come out a little bit and press back again, move through. It's very subtle. Gazes down toward the floor. We'll come forward again. This time, bringing it up, reaching and rising. Now, the right arm is coming down. We're playing with balance a little bit. Take an inhale. Bring it over. Extending. Right arm rises. Left arm comes down. Very carefully because the extension is great here. Inhaling and extending over. You can feel how much greater that extension is. Holding onto the leg or the floor. Releasing. Take an inhale. As you come back, let the left hip lead the way. Pressing back, reaching out through the crown of the head and back through the tailbone. Working with oppositional energy. Reach. And when we come forward out of this, bring the hand inside. We're going to come back into our downward facing dog. If you need to come to fours first to take it up to your downward facing dog, do that. If not, pressing and opening. Check your feet there, hip width apart. Back. Now, as you are here, let's build our dog a little bit more. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let the shoulders roll down into the armpits. Take another inhale. As you exhale, we're going to bring the navel and the ribs up toward the spine. Roll. You'll feel the tailbone roll a little bit farther away from you. Let go of the head. We hold on all day. Let it go. Take an inhale. And pressing back through the heels. Lift your toes. So the heels are pressing back, trying to reach the floor. We'll lift the toes, engaging the legs. Maybe lifting the wrists. If not, the intention is there. It changes things. Come back down to fours. Open. Knees, child's pose. Take it back. Remember, you can always rest upon your forearms. Let the head rest, so let go. After we do some things that require some strength or some deeper breathing, we want to go ahead and take that break so that the body has a chance to rest. There's no point in frustrating the body. Take a break. Breathe. These breaks then also become necessary in our day as we're moving through our day. That sometimes we just need to sit and take some breaths. Notice the energies in the body. Notice how things are moving. Things are churning around. They're opening. They're warming. Breathing deeply. Joy and strength coming into the body. Wisdom and peace returning as your gift. Now, we're switching the breath on our plank to our down dog. So as we come into this is a cleansing practice. We're going to just use the breath. We're not going to take it out like a martial arts move or anything like that. So what we will do is when we are in plank, it will be our inhale. As we move to our down dog, it will be an exhale. We're going to do 30 of these. We'll do them in groups of 10. All right? So as you find yourself on your mat, let me straighten this out. Okay. Find yourself on your mat. Let's go ahead and come into we're going to start in our downward facing dog. So we'll take our dog up. Okay. And let's take an inhale and come into plank. And as you exhale out of the mouth, inhale, plank. This is number 7, 8, 9, and 10. Find yourself back on 4s or child's pose. If for some reason you would like to rest and maintain your downward facing dog, you can do that. Stay with your breath though. Let the body find that calm within the structure. So wherever you're at, if you're in child's pose, if you're on 4s, let the body find some softness, integrate, energy's moving, it starts to find itself again. And then we're back in. Find your downward facing dog. Okay, we're going to take the inhale as we come to plank. Exhale out of the mouth. This is 7. 9. And last one. Find how you would like to rest on 4s. Partial child's pose on the forearms. Let the head rest. You can stay in your dog. If you stay in your dog, continue reaching out, tailbone really extending away. Find it where you can get the breath back. You feel this sense of equilibrium within the body. It starts to feel good because you know things are moving around, energy's moving. It feels pleasant. It's this gush of like really great stuff going on and you're working hard and then you come to this peacefulness. Last one, let's do it. Here we go. Take it up. Press it back. Lengthen through. Okay, let's take our dog. We're taking the inhale to the plank. Exhale out of the mouth. Go. You determine the speed. In through the nostrils, out through the mouth. Taking it down when you are ready and finding that spot where you want to rest. Feel the goodness of the energies moving. It feels so amazing to work the body, feel the heat that you're creating, and then finding that where you can take it. And you can't help but focus on the body and the breath. We stay present as we move through it. See if you can release within the structure, find the softness. Now, remarkably, we have not even stood up yet. So let's come to our downward facing dog. We'll take it up. We're going to take our right foot forward and our left foot forward. We'll walk it up the mat. You can take small steps. You can take big steps. Come into Uttanasana as you get there. Bend your knees a little bit. Let the body move down. I have to come to the back of my mat because of the way that the camera is. See if it's okay to release the body. Let go. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Your chest might be resting upon your thighs. We're going to bend the knees and lift and rise, and sun circle will lift and come all the way up. All right, I got to come pretty far back on this And then go ahead and let the arms come down. Okay, pad through your feet a little bit, kind of animal-like, finding where it feels good for the feet to land. And we want equal pressure between the feet. So notice if you're leaning forward into the balls of the feet. Find the heels. Are you leaning mostly on the right foot and not the left? So moving back and forth. Find Tadasana. Palms can be forward, elbows are in. Roll through the shoulders a couple of times if you need to. And find a few breaths in this upright position. It feels so good to stand up and extend through the body, reaching up through the crown of the head. Shoulders are back and down. Let the arms be a little bit heavy, palms forward. And just breathe again. The strength of this pose, this mountain pose. Arms are rising up. We're going to take the inhale. Inhale. Find your forward fold. Nice long back as you come down, and then release. And release into the forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. We're coming up halfway. Find your shins so you can use the shins for leverage to extend out through the spine. Gazes down toward the floor. Reach it out through the crown of the head and out through the tailbone, extending the spine. Take an inhale here. Releasing back down again into the forward fold. Let's come all the way up. Bend your knees, sun circle, lift and rise and reach. Back over again, nice, long, flat back. And then release as it rounds out, coming down. See if you can lower a little bit more. Halfway up. Forward fold to the halfway point. Ardha Uttanasana, and then we're back down again. Bring it up for Tadasana, all the way rising. Arms are coming down by our sides. Elbows in, palms are forward. Breathing in, joy and strength. Fill the entire body with it, all the way down to the toes, out through the fingertips, up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, think of yourself releasing wisdom, peace, not being separate, but one with this earth. We are an integral part. Here we go. Take it up, inhaling, rise. Swan dives coming over. Take it down low. Release. See if you can get a little bit lower. Can you get the crown of the head a little lower to the earth? Releasing the arms. Let the arms be heavy. See if you can even let the shoulder blades lift off of the back. Letting go. We're coming up halfway. Take the inhale. Use your shins. Lengthen everything out. Feel the distance, vertebra by vertebra, separating. Take it back down again. Grab behind the calves and see if you can pull yourself gently a little bit deeper. Bending the knees, lifting and rising and circling all the way up. Tall. Gaze up on this one. Arms are coming down by our sides, and we'll even bring them into heart center. All right, here we go. Inhale, rise. Take it back over again. Swan dive comes over. We are going to take the right foot back as far as we can. I'm going to sneak up my mat. We're coming into a lunge. If you need your knee down, your knee can be down on the mat. If not, we are up and rising. Check that your hips are forward again. Reach and rise, tall. Open the front of the body. And now, from the flick of the ankle, all the way up the front of the right leg, this extension, opening. We're releasing. We're taking it back to downward facing dog. Hands come down, take it back. Feet are hip width apart. Press back through your heels. Extend through the upper body. Feel the upper body grow long. It's as if someone has a hold of your hips and you take the inhale. And as you exhale, they're pulling your hips back toward them, extending out. Come forward for the plank. We'll take it back up again, inhaling. The right leg is coming forward. Bring it up. If it doesn't get all the way up there, make sure your knee is over your ankle. Walk it up. We're lifting and rising. Wow. Okay. Hips are forward. Reach. Open. Front of that left leg all the way opening. We're letting go. Coming back to the top of the mat. You can take small steps. Swoop. Come into your forward fold. We're going to walk over to the left side while we're here. Extending. And then we'll come through and we're going to walk over to the right side. Extending. You can also hold on to your leg. And then we'll bring it back into the center. Bend the knees, lift and rise. We're up. Okay, back up a little bit. Okay, you stay where you're at. Okay, your right arm is coming down. We're going to extend it and bring it over. I'm mirroring you. And then we'll switch it out and extend and bring it over. And remember, we're not squishing into the side. We're extending up and out. Extension through here, not squishing here. And inhaling out. And take it over and reaching up and out and over. Keep that side open. Okay, we're lifting. Now, let's go ahead. We're going to keep the left arm up and bring your right arm back behind and twist. And then we'll bring the right arm up and take it over and find a twist. Okay, arm rises. Let's bring it back over again. Come into your swan dive and come down. Release. See if you notice that the body can actually go deeper. Now the way you extend it through the sides. Let go. We're bending the knees and reaching and rising and coming back up again. Inhaling. Okay, as we exhale and come over, let's go ahead and take the left leg back. We're lifting and rising and coming up into our high lunge. Reach it up, open it. Now, we are coming down. You can have your right hand on your right leg. Your left hand is coming down. If you need the left knee to come down with you, modify. Make sure your wrist is under your shoulder. We're coming into a twisted lunge. Hand is on the right leg. Take an inhale and press into the leg so that we can get the twist. Leverage it out. If you can keep your right hand on your right leg, or you can lift and open to the sky. Straighten the back leg. Lift from the front of the thigh up. Strong through both legs, pressing into the earth so the left wrist is not taking the brunt of the pose. Releasing, coming back to our downward facing dog. If you need fours first to get there, take it. Press it up and back. Extend through the upper body. Someone has a hold of your hips and they are pulling you long. Come forward for the plank. Take the inhale and rise. And we're coming to the other side. So the left foot is coming forward. We're lifting and rising. Coming up into our high lunge. Check that your hips are forward. We've got that nice opening through here. Reach and rise. Bring it up. Gaze up a little bit. Back of the neck is long. Here we go. Bring it down. Right hand, wrist underneath the shoulder. Left knee can come down if it needs to. Left hand is on the left leg. Take the inhale. Begin to twist. Use the leg. Amazing twist out of that. And then if you want, press both feet into the earth. Begin to lift and rise. Up through the left arm. Opening gaze can go up. Press both feet in. Use the legs. Lengthen through the back leg. Releasing. We're coming back to the top of the mat. So again, short steps. Long ones. I'm sneaking back. All right. Release it down. Bend the knees. Lift and rise. Come on up. Arms are coming down by our sides. Come back into Tadasana. Elbows in, palms are forward. Breathe. And again, notice all the movement within the body. It feels so good to move the body. And it feels so good to be able to be aware of it, to notice it. It's joyful. The body wants to be moved. We open those lines of energy, creating strength. The wisdom is there. The peace is there. Okay, reach it up. Tall. Swag knives coming over. Take it down. Okay. Sneak back up here again. Right, let's take the right foot back. Go ahead and bring the right knee down. We're lifting and coming back up again. Now, we are going to, this is not going to be mirrored for you. Take your right arm back to your right leg. Inhale. Lift and rise. Open the body slightly to the right side. The right hand is back. You're resting. Reach. And then we'll come back. Now we're switching sides. So both arms are up. Let your left arm come down. It might find the right leg. It might just be back here. It could stay also on this left leg. Open. Feel the opening along the right side of the body. We release. We're coming back.
up to the top of the mat, lift, small steps, swoop, find your forward fold, let the body hang down. Notice the difference between the right leg and the left leg, the right hip and the left hip. Breathing in deeply. Okay, we're taking the left foot back. Make sure your right knee is over. Reach it up. Okay, the left arm is coming back behind it, finds the left leg. Lift and rise and reach. Open slightly to the left side. We are switching this out. The left arm rises. Let the right arm come down. Open it. Hold. Might find the mat. Great extension. Releasing. We're coming back to the top of the mat. Bring it forward. Find your forward fold. Rest here. Now, think about your navel. Think about the navel, the front side of it here on the front of the body, and there's just like this sweet little line of energy coming through and lifting the navel up toward the spine as you lift and come out. Creates a little bit of a forward fold. Cat back. Let it go. Now, we're going to use this with breath. Okay? Take an inhale. As you exhale, navel up toward the spine. Lift. Release it. Take an inhale. Exhale, navel to the spine. Lifting right up. Releasing back down. One more. Take an inhale. Navel to the spine. Up. We release it down. Let's come in for one more downward facing dog. Either foot can go back. Find it. Extend through the upper body. Roll the shoulders down and into the armpits. Take an inhale. We are going to bring the navel and the ribs up and in toward the spine. Add in perineum, pelvic floor nicely. Keep extending through the arms. Let go of the head. Inhaling. Press back through the heels. Lift the toes and try and lift the wrists. See what happens. Intention is there. They might not go anywhere. We release it down. Go ahead and come down onto fours and then releasing to a seated position. It feels so good. All right, so now let's come into Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are together. Your feet can be close in, but you know, that doesn't have to be. Be aware your legs are comfortable. Sit tall. You can hold underneath if the knees are up or holding on. Breathe. Now we're going to go ahead and come into our twist from this position. So lift the hands. Lift up through the spine. Okay, so we've got this vertical ascension. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let the navel begin to head over to the right side. So that as you come into this, the navel moves right, the ribs are following, and you feel this line. The hands are up. So we let the body do the twist, and then bring the hands down, place them, use them to anchor, and possibly adding a little more into this. Twist. Gazes back. Breathe. Now, we're coming out just a little bit. So release, take an inhale, and head back in again. And let the navel head back. So you're either landing where you were before or possibly gaining a little more into your twist. Gazes back. One more. Release a little bit. Inhale. Use the exhale to come back and find your twist. Keep your twist. Take an inhale. Just the head's coming back. And then we'll let go. Now, notice as you come back forward again how all the fascia has been over here, all your connective tissue. So as you come back and we try and center, you can almost feel this pull to the right side. Come over and just visit the left side. Even it out and come back in again for this centering breath. We'll bring the palms up, bring the index finger into the pad of the thumbs, and stay with this. And again, be still enough that you can notice the energies in the body. See if it's tight around the neck, release through the shoulders, soften through the face. And then we're coming to the other side. All right, so here we go. Take an inhale, hands are up. Let the exhale bring the navel over, the ribs are coming over, the shoulders heading back. Place the hands, and once you get there, use the hands as an anchor to lift up a little bit more and let the head go back, gazing back behind. Reaching up through the crown of the head, anchoring down through the tailbone. We come out a little bit, maybe an inch or two. Inhale, head back with the navel and the ribs and the shoulder, and the gaze is back behind. There might be a little more of a twist, or you might be back where you were. All is well. Release again one more time. Inhaling, head back, navel, ribs, shoulder. Stay high through, the gaze is back. We're keeping the twist. Take an inhale, just the head. Gaze over the right shoulder. And then we'll release. And notice as you come back again, as you try and find that centering, how everything still feels left. Take a visit over to the right side. It's like a partial twist almost. And then we come back. Hands are resting. If your legs are tired in being in this position, you can always come forward into Dandasana, our seated staff pose. But you can keep the legs where they are at. If you could let them move out a little bit more into more of a diamond shape or a kite shape. But let the body stay with this. Soften through the shoulders and the face. Keep the structure. A nice tall spine. All right, one more twist. So let's take the legs are, I'm going to go sideways on this one too. All right, the legs are out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and bring this left leg out and cross over. Okay, right toes stay toward the sky. We're coming over, the right hand's coming behind. We're going to roll onto this right hip as we lift and come up. Keep your left hand down for right now as we open. Then we'll release the left hand, bring the arm inside the left leg, pressing into the arm, pressing into the leg, gaze back behind, bring your index finger into the pad of the thumb. As we open it up, breathe. Lift. And then we'll slowly release and come out. Now before, we're going to jump over to the other side. Not yet. Center. I'm going to turn. Now this right leg comes up, crosses. We're going to start to open to the left side. Bring the left hand back behind, rolling onto the left hip. Your right hand can be down as you begin to open up through the side body here. I'm on my fingertips. You might be flat, depending upon the length of your arms. Excuse me, bring the right arm out. Open. Index fingers coming into the pad of the thumb. Press the arm into the leg. Bring the gaze back and behind. Breathe. Press the arm, right arm into the right leg. Leg into the arm. And we release and come out. Okay, center everything out. Feet are out in front of us. Take an inhale. And come into a forward fold, just releasing and coming down. You can flex the feet if you want to. And we're lifting and coming up. All right, we are going to start to take it down to our backs. So let's lift, and feet are going to be about hip width apart. We'll bring the hands together, okay? And what we'll do is reach between the legs and reach forward. And then we're releasing the body, coming back. Keep the spine in a C shape as you release, knowing you're coming back up again. So it's about halfway. Inhaling, exhaling. In, exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Now we're releasing. Palms are to the sides. In, exhale. Inhaling, exhale. In, exhale. In, and exhale. We're going to alternate. Center, exhale. Open, exhale. Center, exhale. Open it, exhale. Centering, releasing. Here. Hold. Index finger into the pad of the thumb. Spine is rounded gently. And then we're going to take it all the way down to our backs. And as you get down there, notice if you want to bring your knees up to rock back and forth side to side, or if you want to take the legs long. We're doing both. So whatever your body wants to do. Does your body want to extend it out? And if it does, take the arms over, reach back behind, point through the toes, extending. If your knees are up, rock it back and forth. And you don't have to keep this line left to right, right to left. Feel free to. You can move the knees over a little bit deeper, or come into, maybe you roll the knees into the formation of an 8, opening and rolling through the back. Find those tender spots. Keep extending if you're long. And then we're doing the opposite. So if your legs are out long, bring one leg in, one knee in, and the other knee in, comes up, rocking back and forth side to side. If you've been rocking back and forth side to side, take one leg long and the other leg long. And extend it out. And then everyone is coming, so our knees are going to be bent, our feet are hip width apart, our knees are above our ankles, so it's not too close in. We're lined up again. Knees are here, hip width apart, arms are down by our sides. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to take the hips up and come into half bridge. Lifting up through, breathing. And the beauty of this, think about knees above the hips, hips above the heart. The flow of blood is slightly different. Keep pressing up through the hips. Take an inhale and see if you can soften through your belly. So again, the internal organs that are constantly stacked on top of each other have a little bit of a different angle now where they can relax. And we'll release and let the hips come down. Okay, we're going to take this into a dynamic flow. I'm a little squished here, but I bet you have more space. All right, so now what's going to happen is the arms are coming up as the hips rise. We're taking an inhale. The arms are moving all the way overhead, extending. And as you exhale, let the arms come back down again. The hands and the hips will touch at the same time. Inhale rises. Extend through, and the exhale brings us back down again. Slow the hips down so that the hands can catch up. 3 more times. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. Coordinate the body with this. When you come down after that third or actual 5th time, let's keep the hands by the sides of the hips. Okay, we're going to come into a pelvic roll. So take an inhale, And as you exhale, the navel's coming down toward the earth or toward the spine as the bowl rolls. And then we're going to let the pelvic bowl release. Let the navel come up toward the ceiling or the sky. Inhaling, roll. Squeeze, bring the hips up off the floor, maybe an inch or two. And releasing, bowl rolls away. Inhale, navel rises to the sky. Exhaling, back down again. And then we let everything rest. Now, moving through here again. Arms are by our sides, palms up toward the sky, knees bent. Find where those subtle energies, where you know things are moving around. Feet are leaving the floor. Take an inhale. We're going to let the knees drop off to the right side. You can always hold them as they head down. Take your left arm out to the left side. We're going to bring the gaze over to the left. You can take your right hand and place it on top of the left thigh. Breathing. Notice if you're holding this twist, see if it's possible to, on the next exhale, to let the muscles soften so that you trust the body to be here. Releasing. Softening. Letting the body get heavy. We're going to take the left leg and lift it first as we come out of this twist. Back and forth a few times. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, knees are dropping over to the left side. You've got your left arm there to catch and guide if you need to. Release into the twist. Legs are stacked. Your right leg might be up in the air. That's okay. Right arm reaches out to the right side. The gaze goes over toward the right hand if it's okay with your neck. Left hand on top of the right thigh. Add a little bit of weight. Can you release into this? Softening. Use the exhale to let go. Right leg rises and the left. Now, if there is anything else that you would like to do before we head into Shavasana, take it. You could lift the legs up toward the ceiling, coming into a little bit of a Viparita Karani, where, and again, the blood flow changes. This is so good for the legs. You could go wide straddle. You can come into Happy Baby. The soles of the feet can come together. If you want to come up into a little bit of a shoulder stand, if you're familiar with that, take it. And I haven't played music this entire time.
Cathy Tucci's iPod Touch.
Okay, we're connected. Let me find some music for Shavasana. If you don't want music, you can always turn on the mute. But I usually do music during the practice as well as during Shavasana. Now, as you begin to come into Shavasana, if your lower back is tender, you are going to keep your knees bent. Releases the back. If your lower back is fine, extend the legs, finding feet at the upper corners of the mat. And got a lot of playlists. Here we go. This is by Suzanne Tang. It's Light of the Heart. It is beautiful. Now, as you go to move into this and you've found the position where you would like to be, any last little adjustments you need to make them so that you can truly be comfortable If you want to take your blanket and cover yourself up, snuggle in, do whatever you need to do so that you can relax. Let the breath be peaceful. If you found that breathing in joy and strength brought too much energy to the body, keep it calm. Maybe take it different. Breathe in the peace and the wisdom. And just let the exhale release. Stay with the breath. Every time you exhale, relax. Let go a little bit more. And as the body softens, keep using the breath to continue to soften. Soften what you've softened already. Just when you think you've softened all the way, all of a sudden the body lets go again. If your mind wanders off, be proud that you noticed it and come back to the breath. Return. as you begin to move out of Shavasana, take your time. Maybe begin with the breath. If the breath has become shallow as you have relaxed, see if you can bring the breath back. Deepening from within, moving from within first. And then slowly beginning to move fingers and toes and ankles and wrists. Taking great care as you begin to move back into the day. If you want to take a really long stretch, that feels amazing at the end of Shavasana. Reach through the toes and the fingers, extending the legs and arms overhead. And as you go to release the legs, bring one knee up and then the other, release through the hips, gradually rocking back and forth, side to side. And then traditionally rolling over to the right side, keeping the heart open on the left and gently pressing up, using the left arm to press up. And I know people come up different ways. Some people just rise and come up to your seated position. And when you come back, find a comfortable seat. It might be legs extended. It might be sitting in Sukhasana. But allow the spine to be tall. Let the palms be up. Heart open. Index finger can come into the pad of the thumb. And as we find ourselves here, coming back in, next time you inhale, breathing in joy and strength. And as you release your gift back to the earth, releasing wisdom and peace. I have a quote to end today's class with. And it's from, of all people, Laura Ingalls Wilder, the author of the Little House on the Prairie books. And she said, this beautiful quote, she said, "The real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to make the most of what we have, to be happy with simple pleasures, and have courage when things go wrong." So the real things haven't changed. It is still best to be honest and truthful, to make the most of what we have, to be happy with simple pleasures, and have courage when things go wrong. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. Let's bring hands together. Namaste hands, Anjali Mudra. Bring them into heart center. Bring your heart a little bit closer to your hands. Bow the head. Once again, thank you for sharing your practice, and thanks for coming into my home. This is totally a homemade video, but I'm sending love. Namaste. Until we meet again.